Hello and welcome once again to another edition of True Vision Radio. I am your host, Awesome Al, along with my producer and co-host, Hooch.
What's the business? The situation in the nation.
Yes, what's going on, Hooch? How you been?
Been okay. I mean, it's good to hear that theme music, the original.
Yeah, the original True Vision theme song. Haven't played that one in over 2 years.
We've been in the pandemic that long?
But now we're back in stride again, as Frankie Beverly would say.
Are you serious? It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years because I think the last show we did with the
a long time.
True Vision music happened, well, it might not have been 2 years ago, but it's been a while. I think we did one not last year. It's been about 2 years, yeah, really.
Damn, long time.
It's been a while. Yeah, because we did it in the studio a while back. So it's been close to.
Okay.
I think the last one we did was when Minister Phillips was on the show the first time.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Titty. Shout out to
Uncle Titty. Whatever, Uncle Titty. Uncle Titty be digging them potatoes. Look at Uncle Titty be there. Uncle Titty.
What's up, Montgomery, Alabama, and around the world?
What's up, Montgomery, Alabama? Hit that thumbs up button. Give us a shout out, a like, a dislike, or whatever you do. Just let us know you're there by going to youtube.com, typing in True Vision Radio, or OOAction.com.
Yeah, that's DOUBLE, the letter O, action.com.
Yeah. And you'll see True Vision Radio is right there. You don't even have to type it in when you go to Double Action.
That's right. That's right.
It's right there. Hit us up on Twitter at True Vision, and also on our email at truevisionradio@gmail.com. We're going to soon have our Facebook page up and running.
Very excited about it, along with the Instagram.
Yeah, we're going to go live. You hear me?
Yeah,
live.
Yep.
Live VE. Going to be all the way live. Yes, sir.
And our phone line is...
Our phone line will be open.
Working. Yes,
and
next week.
Yeah, we'll post up the number, but I'll give it to you right now just in case you want to put it in your devices so you can shout us out while we're live.
Good move.
Yeah, 334-453-7713.
That's right. That's the last 2 digits of Double O Action Entertainment's phone number. 334-538-0213.
Yeah, last 2 digits. Yeah, last 2 digits. Yes, sir. So, yeah, just put that number in there and give us a shout out because we'll be ready to go, baby.
Dig it.
Ready to go. And also, let's give a shout out also, as we always do, to NFB. NFB have what's going on this week. It's the White Cane Week this week.
Damn.
White Cane Week going on. Yeah, they had a program that was held virtually online yesterday with the White Cane program. Of course, October is White Cane Month, of course, so that's why White Cane Week was this week, and then White Cane Day was yesterday, October 15th, White Cane Day. And
interesting.
Yeah, so NFB was celebrating that, big part of it. The guys up there in Talladega at AIDV, Gentry, they were a big part of it yesterday. So, yeah, a big thing going on. White Cane.
Yeah, dig it. We got a hot show. We got a special guest, entrepreneur and music executive and singer and artist and band manager, legendary right here in Montgomery, Alabama, Miss Lisa Perkins will be on our show.
Yes, we have Miss Perkins coming up, and just a few, and you check her out. It's going to be a very interesting interview with Miss Perkins. She's going to tell you young ladies how to become entrepreneurs, just like she is.
That's right.
Yeah, so be listening to that. Keep tuned because it's going to be coming up today on True Vision Radio. Also, let me wrap up giving a shout out to NFB by calling out the chapters: Montgomery, Huntsville, Mobile.
Capital City chapter.
The Capital City chapter here in Montgomery. Huntsville is the Rocket City. Birmingham is the Magic City. Bay City chapters: Mobile, Tuscaloosa. As you can say, it might be the road tide chapter, I don't know, but in the Talladega chapter, I guess we call it the race car chapter, huh?
That's a good idea.
But anyway, those are the 6 chapters here in the state of Alabama. Go to nfb.org on the national site and check us out. And go to the Facebook page of NFB Montgomery and check out the local chapter here in Montgomery. Go on Facebook and go to NFB Montgomery to check us out. And also Miss Parmy Simonton, our leader, president, give a shout out to her. NFB,
go ahead.
Changing what it means to be blind.
She's the president of the Montgomery chapter, right?
Yes, Miss Simonton is the president of the Montgomery chapter. The Mobile chapter is a lady named Miss Tamika. I can't remember her last name at the time. And the Birmingham chapter is Mr. Jeff Wilson.
Dig it, Jeff.
Yeah. And I'm not for sure who are the president in Huntsville and Talladega and
You're not for
Tuscaloosa.
sure.
No, I'm not for sure.
God damn it.
I got to get it right.
I thought you were awesome.
Yeah, I am awesome. But sometimes, awesome, you can't be too awesome.
It's only 3:18 in the capital city.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Then the time rolls on. Let's talk about the weather, Hooch. I mean, there's been so much changes in the weather. I think Mother Nature's having menopause because she had hot flashes early this week. now she cooling down. The weather forecast outside for the day, man, it's cool out there.
Wow,
it was cloudy.
Maybe she's transgender or something.
I don't know.
Bipolar.
I don't know.
It's feel good to me. I like it this time of year.
Oh yeah, I love this type of weather. I love this cool weather. Now the weather that was going on with the first part of the week. That I didn't understand it. So,
and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to hit that Cash App. That's $, True Bucks, TREWBUCKS. And don't forget our Twitter account, which is at True Vision. That's at with the little A and the circle around it. That's the @ sign. For those who don't know, that's TREWVIZON. Most definitely. And we want to stress the fact that you must come on in and hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That way I won't have to bust my ass and send out text messages and notifications to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all that kind of stuff. I might dabble a little bit in TikTok. I don't know, not for sure. But it would be great. It would be most definitely a thing to do. For you to go ahead and subscribe to us, and so we could go ahead and build this channel and build it together. Yes, True Vision Radio, we are changing what it means to be blind or blinder. I don't know. I want to most definitely get to a situation that was told to me about a CNI dog. And the young lady, I forgot who I forgot her name, but I did forget her name.
You made a mistake, though.
Well, she mentioned she mentioned
blind seeing eye dog.
Well, you would have gave it away, but it's I thought she.
But the dog is blind.
but it's,
oh man,
she said something about a blind seeing eye dog, but then she said the dog is blind. Like, damn, the dog is blind. We really in trouble when the dog need a seeing eye dog. You know that's what she said though. In the meeting we had about last night. It was last night. So,
yes, we did speak to her last night, but
she did say the dog was blind. I'm like, what?
She said
the dog is blind too. The dog needs to see an eye dog.
She said the blind eye dog.
See, you about to say it now.
You said what, the blind dog?
I was like, what? We're in trouble when we got some blind dogs out there leading people.
Man. That was funny though. Man.
Yeah, she got mad like, no, fool. Wait, that's what I thought you said.
It was so funny. I'll tell you, people, you would have had to be there to hear the story live.
I hope she subscribed to the channel.
You would have laughed your butt off because it was so funny the way Hooch talking about blind guide dog. Blind guide dog.
But can you see it? A blind seeing eye dog that can't see?
Well, that's a blind leading the blind, then, isn't it?
It's most definitely. Like, I don't know. That was funny though.
Well, yeah, that was real funny. But the lady that we referring to, what's up there in Tallahassee, Alabama, to
Lolita.
The young lady that we were referring to, Miss Lolita Webster. Let's give her a shout out. Miss Webster, is very helpful. It gave us some information that we can use. And she has some more information for us. So let's give a shout out to Miss Lolita Webster there in Tallahassee, Alabama.
Right. It's only 3:23 now.
Or as we used to call Tallahassee, that tall ass E, what we used to call it down there in Troy back in the day.
It's a hidden joke.
Yeah, that tall Tall, tall ASS, ass EEE, tall ass E, Tallahassee.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What we used to say about Elba, Alabama. Elba spelled backwards is what? Able.
Only you. Only you.
But that's what's going on with that. But the weather forecast, like I said, I believe Mother Nature's on menopause, for real. Hot flashes one day and cold flashes the next.
Well, the winter is coming in. Well, fall is coming in, but this is my favorite time of the year.
Oh, yeah, fall is a good time of the year. Yeah. The only thing about this year is the virus has put a damper on fall events, and they tried to go on with football games and stuff, but it's not the same because you can't have the full capacity of a football stadium. You have a football stadium holding about 102,000 people, and you only got about 20,000 people in the stadium. So come on. But that's what we got to do. We got to adapt to these times.
It is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, these days and times, we got to adapt.
We could do it. We adapted to a jackass for 4 years, so.
Have we adapt?
Well, we dealt with it.
We dealt with it.
Tolerated it. Yeah.
We tolerated it. I don't think we adapt to it because how can you adapt to somebody like Donald J. Trump? For real. How can you do that? But we'll talk about that in the news segment. About the news, but the weather forecasts.
Okay.
And all of that. So
let's get into it.
Let's do it.
In the news with
Thank you, Hooch. Let's talk about Donald J. Trump and what his mischief behavior he has been up to in the last week since the last time we spoke about Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump has been in the hospital last weekend. Now he's back on the campaign trail.
Damn.
he, a lot of people say that, did he really have the virus? I mean, really? Or did he just did that to get sympathy votes from his followers?
Not working.
Or did he do that just to get sympathy votes from his followers?
No sympathy here.
Because, I heard, now he is stirring up his base, but thank God his base is not growing. He's only stirring up the people that supported him in the beginning. That's all he's stirring up. And thank God that is all he's stirring up, because if his base started growing, oh man, it will be hell. But anyway, he was on the campaign trail. He was down in Florida Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, Monday or Tuesday. He was down in Florida at a campaign rally, and he was down there saying, I feel so good. I could just jump in the crowd. I could kiss the men as well as all the beautiful women. Just kiss them right in the mouth. I say, who want Donald Trump goofy lips on him? His own wife don't want goofy lips on her.
For sure.
I mean, who would want Donald Trump goofy lips on them? But that's what he was saying about he feels so good about the coronavirus, And speaking of that, the campaign trail of Miss Kamala Harris, she is off the campaign trail right now because two people in her entourage has tested positive for the coronavirus. One of her campaign plane crew tested positive, and one of her, I believe, press secretaries tested positive for the coronavirus. Now, Senator Harris has tested negative. She doesn't has the virus, but two members of her crew does have the virus. So that's why she has stopped her campaign traveling for a while. With luck, she could be back on the trail Monday. Also starting to be on the trail is Barack Obama is going to go out and campaign for the Biden-Harris ticket.
Really?
Yes, he's going to start, I think, next week campaigning for the Biden-Harris ticket. So he's going to be out in these what they call battleground states like Florida, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Texas, all of those states, which Donald Trump won by in the 2016 election by a small majority. And he won because people did not vote who was registered to vote. They sat at home. So please don't do that this time, people. We need to get out. If your state doing early voting, please do that. Go out and early vote. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that. Here in Alabama, we don't have early voting per se where you go to the poll and vote, but you can do absentee voting or go to your local registrar's office and vote there. So I'm going to go down to the voters registrar's office here in Montgomery one day next week, and I'm going to cast my early vote. So Hooch, I heard you do it too, bro.
Oh well, I want to get in the energy part of it on the 3rd. I think I want to.
You can still go out on the 3rd and just go around the poll. You can't vote no more, of course.
No, I'm not going around the pole. That don't sound right. But
You know what I mean.
I don't deal with polls.
You know what I mean, man. You can go out
I'm
there
going to
and
vote.
talk to voters
I'm
and
going
stuff
to
like
vote.
that.
Yeah, we should do some online location or something.
You can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alabama is one right. Well, Alabama is one of the states that do not have early voting.
So can you not go online?
No, you can't go online to early vote. The only way you can early vote in Alabama is you got to get a ballot sent to you with an application, and then mail it back in, or you go down to the voters registrar's office and you fill out an application and you vote there. Since you are voting early, you got to fill out a voting application. That's how they do it. So that's what I'm gonna do probably one day next week. Donald Trump has teamed up with Ice Cube. Now this is the biggest thing going around. Or should I say, Ice Cube teamed up with Donald Trump campaign. But in defense of Ice Cube, which who still think I should defend him, but in defense of him, he did his plan at the wrong time. He should have waited till after the election, and then if Donald Trump would have won the election.
Well, actually, that's what I said to you.
Right. That's what you said to me. And if Donald Trump would have won the election, then, he could have pitched it to him, and then it would have been a different story because he would have won. But if Biden wins the election, then he pitched it to Biden. Now, if Biden wins the election and he used this plan that Ice Cube had, Donald Trump would say he stole it from him. That's how Donald Trump is. So, the timing of, now Ice Cube, his heart is in the right place. He wants to help, black people. And his heart is in the right place, but he pitched his plan too soon. And Donald Trump and his campaign took advantage of it. They jumped on it. The Democrats turned it down. Now, he pitched it to the Democrats as well, but they turned it down saying, we have to wait after the election to see. But since Donald Trump didn't have no plan for Black America, he jumped on it like a dog on a bone. So then he changed the name of the plan from the Contract with Black America, the WBA, to the Platinum Plan. Changed the name, changed a little bit around, which was not much, and make it look like it was his own plan, but it was not. Donald Trump did not have a plan for Black America. So black people, don't be fooled. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, okay? Don't drink the Kool-Aid. That's all I can tell you. Also in the news, Donald Trump and Joe Biden last night had a town hall meeting. It was done in place of the debates because of the coronavirus. When Trump had the virus, they changed the rules of the debate, and Trump, being the little kid he is, got mad and pulled out of the debates. That way he don't want to do a debate, a virtual debate. So what he does, when Joe Biden agreed to have a virtual town hall meeting on Thursday, Donald Trump agreed to have him one on the same day with a different network. Biden had his with ABC, Trump had his with NBC. Now, I haven't seen any uh, polls about who had the best town hall meeting, not yet, but they put some questions to Donald Trump in his town hall meeting, like Black Lives Matter, why he didn't denounce groups like the Proud Boys, and and things of that nature. As always, Donald Trump had no answer to those questions, and he dodged those questions. Also, some questions were put to Biden as well, which some people say he didn't answer those either. He answered the questions about denouncing the racism, of course, but there was some questions that was put to him about the economy and stuff like that people say he didn't quite answer. So now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch either of them. I just saw the highlights. So those are the highlights that I saw, and those are the news stories that I saw. And that's what's going on in the news. The coronavirus is increasing, not decreasing. Trump has made several statements over the time of this virus. It will end right before Easter. It did not. He said the summertime was going to kill the virus. It did not. And now he said, don't be afraid of the virus because, we can end this thing by you not being afraid. You better be afraid because this virus is no joke. People are dying from it every day. The numbers are astronomical with this coronavirus. Over almost 8 million people have contracted this virus since March, and almost 217,000 people around the United States have died from this virus. It's growing. And this man is going to say, go out and live your life, don't be afraid, urging people to not wear a mask and everything else. Okay, don't wear a mask. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to listen to him. The man who lied about the virus in the first place, playing it down to he didn't want to cause a panic. Well, what has happened? He caused one anyway. One was caused anyway. So, as I said last week, I would rather for someone to tell me something when it first happened so I can prepare for it instead of, it springing itself on me and I have no answer. So Donald Trump, you get an F for your handling of this coronavirus. You failed in it, miserably failed. But, that's another story as it goes. But those are the top news stories. Let's go into sports. Football is in the air. The Alabama Crimson Tide is going to be playing Georgia. Georgia's ranked number 3 in the AP poll. Alabama is ranked number 2 in the AP poll. So it's going to be a dog-elephant fight there in Tuscaloosa tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock when Alabama versus Georgia. Now, the head coach of Alabama has tested positive for the coronavirus, so he is quarantined at the current time. Now, they were saying this Coach Saban can get 3 negative test results before tomorrow, that he probably can be on the sidelines coaching the game. But if not, the assistant offensive coordinator, or should I say the offensive coordinator, Steve Sarkisian, will be the coach on the sideline coaching Alabama against Georgia tomorrow night at 7 p.m. That's going to be a good game, number 2 against number 3. Somebody got to win and somebody got to lose. Of course, I'm hoping it's Georgia losing since I'm an Alabama fan. Roll Tide to the Roll Tide Nation. Also, Troy is playing tomorrow as well. T-Roy to the Trojan Nation, go Trojans. They are playing Eastern Kentucky. I don't know, is it at the vet or is it going to be on the road? I'm not for sure. I have to check on that. But Troy will be playing Eastern Kentucky tomorrow. Auburn is going to be on the road in South Carolina. They're going to be playing the South Carolina Gamecocks. That game is going to be at 11 o'clock on the SEC network. Auburn and South Carolina. That's going to be a good game because the head coach of South Carolina used to coach at Auburn as the defensive coordinator. So it's going to be a pretty good game with Auburn and South Carolina. One game was scheduled, two games were scheduled in the SEC. The LSU Florida game was scheduled because of the players at Florida tested positive with the coronavirus. So they rescheduled that game to December 12th between LSU and Florida. And the Missouri, I forget who Missouri was playing, but that game has been postponed as well due to positive coronavirus testing. Baseball going on, Hooch. The Atlanta Braves are in the NLCS series. That's the National League Championship Series.
Did it?
They are playing the Dodgers, the Los Angeles Dodgers in that series, and I believe the Braves won the first game, so the Braves are up on the Dodgers right now in the NLCS series. The Braves win this series, they'll be going to the World Series, and that'll be the first time they've done that since 1999.
Whoa.
The Atlanta Braves. So big up to the Braves, and also in basketball, the Lakers are the champions, world champions of basketball for the 2020 season. The Los Angeles Lakers with King James, LeBron James, and LeBron had another ring to his collection now. I think that makes 4. One with the Lakers, one with Cleveland, and 2 with the Heat. So, hey, congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers. They are the 2020 NBA champions. So
they got like 17, 20 total championships.
Man, you asking me, I'm not for sure, but the Lakers got a lot of championship rings. All of those rings they have won over the years with Kobe, Shaq, Magic, Kareem.
Yeah, a lot of them with Magic, yeah. Even with Kobe.
Yeah, Kareem.
With 6, 7 with Magic, 5, I think.
5 with Magic. I think 5 or 6 with Kareem. I think Kobe had 5, and Shaq had about 2, 3 with the Lakers. Of course, Shaq and Kobe played at the same time with the Lakers. So when Kobe won his rings, Shaq won his with the Lakers. So yeah, the Lakers are one of the kings of the NBA, along with those other like the Pistons and the Celtics, the Heat. Now, it's hard to say that the Heat is the king of the NBA because the Heat is relatively a new program. They were joined the program, I think, in the early 2000s, but they racked up 2 championship rings when LeBron left Cleveland and went to the Heat and won 2 rings. Then he came back to Cleveland and won a ring there. And then he left Cleveland, and now he's in Los Angeles. So what do you think about basketball, Hooch?
Well, basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble with it up and down the court.
Well, thank you, Hooch Blow.
Just like I'm the king sometimes on this microphone. My favorite team won, which is the Lakers. I love Lakers. I'm a diehard Laker fan, you know.
You know, I'm not into basketball like I used to be. I used to be a Lakers fan, of course. And
You are football.
You know, back when Kareem and Magic played for the Lakers, I was a big Lakers fan.
Really?
Now, yeah.
Unbelievable.
I was a big Lakers fan. Now, back in the 90s when the Bulls was snagging all the championships, I never was a Bull fan. Everybody jumped on the Bulls wagon.
Because of Jordan.
No, I just was never a Bull fan. I was never really a Michael Jordan fan either.
Have you lost your mind?
No, I haven't lost my mind.
Have you lost?
I know I'm never a Michael Jordan fan. You know. And but I was never a Jordan fan.
I became a Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan, so I learned to appreciate.
See, a lot of people became a Bulls fan.
But I was still, I was still a diehard Laker fan, even though they beat my heroes.
You know, before Michael Jordan came to the Bulls, no one really heard of the Bulls. To be honest.
Yeah, they were bullshit.
Then all of a sudden, here they come. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and who else was on that team? Scottie and Michael Jordan. And,
Horace Grant, John Paxton.
Yeah, those guys brought 6 championships.
Steve Kerr.
Yeah, Steve Kerr. Yeah, they brought 6 championship rings to Chicago.
Lottie Diva.
With
I think. Yeah.
Phil Jackson, coaching the Bulls.
Yep. Dennis Rodman later on.
Yeah, right.
That's when they got freaky.
Right, Dennis Rodman went to the Bulls.
Yep.
And I believe he was with the Celtics first.
He was with the Pistons.
Okay, the Pistons. Well, I knew he was with one of them.
I love that team too, even though they gave the Bulls hell.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. But, man, yeah, now you had said earlier about me being a football fan. Yes, I am. Great football fan. College and pro. Some high school. I like high school football as well because, the guys in high school have to get better so they can get a scholarship to play in college. The guys in college have to, get good so they can get a contract and be drafted into the pros. So, every level has an upper level. So that's the way it goes. Pro, my team is not doing too well this this season. They are 0-5 so far, but hopefully Sunday the Falcons could get back on track. They fired their head coach and fired the general manager. So now they got a new head coach, which I don't have his name on hand. But the Falcons, yeah. Hopefully they can pull out a win Sunday and stop this sliding that they're doing with a 0-5 record. So come on, Dirty Birds, let's get to it.
Dirty Birds.
Yeah, that's what they call the Falcons, the Dirty Birds. From the Dirty South. Atlanta, the ATL. So, now college, of course, I have 2 teams I'm a fan of in college. I'm a Crimson Tide Roll Tide fan.
10 minutes.
Been one. Been one for all of my life. I've been an Alabama fan, probably ever since I was 8 years old. Grew up in the 70s with those Alabama teams, coached by Bear Bryant in the 70s. And then I became a Troy fan when I started to go into school at Troy.
You mean you went to college?
Of course I did.
Blind people go to college?
Of course we do.
Oh.
You going to college, aren't you?
Oh, shout out to Full Sail University. Well, I had some formal education before at Full Sail.
Yes, you did.
I forgot what I went for.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't. Was business, office business administration?
Yeah, office business.
Yeah, most people didn't know that about me.
Yeah, office business education.
But I was studying, what I was studying? American history in college prep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, Trojan man, that's what you are.
That's right.
Troy's a good school.
Yes, it is. I give a shout out to my fellow Trojans and Trojan men and women.
This is no diss, but this is a long goddamn news segment.
It is. Well, we can come out of it right now because that'll wrap it up for you.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, that was a long segment there for a minute, but just had to get all of that stuff in.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that tried to get in. Of course, there are some stories that was left out because of the time frame. That we could not go into all of the news stories that was happening this week, but we just hit the highlights. Just like sports, we just hit the highlights because there's a lot of other stuff to get into in sports. But
you got time to get it in. Get it in.
Well, we don't have that much time.
You got that much time.
As I said, as far as the SEC games around, Georgia, Alabama, which is going to be the top game of the week for the SEC, number 2 versus number 3. And it is going to be an interesting game if Coach Saban is not able to be on the sidelines because of the quarantine from the virus. But if Coach Saban is able to be on the sidelines and coach the game, it should be a win. Should be a win for the Alabama Crimson Tide. They are a 6-point favorite in this contest between Georgia and Alabama.
You got 6 minutes to get it in.
Georgia really has not beaten Alabama.
Where's the goddamn music?
In a long time. The music is coming back, my friend. It's coming back.
Let's get it in. I like that.
You got to give it time.
Whoever created that is a genius.
Yeah, who did that?
I think somebody named Hooch. I think Double O Action Entertainment. I believe that was Hooch. Yeah.
Well,
it's a lot of dead space.
Give a shout out to Hooch.
I never been, like I said, a serious fan really of football, but college football here in the South is huge. I think it's bigger than the NFL.
Well, it is.
I think,
college football is bigger than the NFL in the Southland. Because,
I think the coach makes, $7 million a year? College football?
Try 11.
11 million dollars. That's $11 million.
For coaching football.
Well, maybe he need to donate to TrueVisionRadio. He need to hit that cash.
Maybe he does. Coach Saban, when you get well from your
he needs to hit that
quarantine, yeah, you need to donate to us because, hey, we need the cash. We need the money. We need it. So, Coach Nick Saban up there in Tuscaloosa, anyone listening that knows Coach, tell them to donate. Tell them to contact us at True Vision on the Twitter. Go to youtube.com and tap in True Vision Radio. Go to doubleoaction.com and it's right there. Come on, Coach. Hit us up on the email, truevisionradio@gmail.com, or hit us up on Twitter. If you tweet, Coach, that's at True Vision. And don't forget to hit us up, Coach, in that Cash App, $TrueBucks. You don't have to hit us up on those others, just as long as you hit us up on the Cash App at $True Vision. As we said earlier, in the music moment, we're gonna have Miss Lisa Perkins coming up in the music moment, and we're gonna be talking with her about her career and her music. And Lisa Perkins is from here in Montgomery, Alabama. She's a Montgomery native, so we get the hometown folks in. Last week we had Eddie Floyd, who was from Montgomery. This week we're gonna have Lisa Perkins, who is from Montgomery. So as we continue with our Alabama music spotlight, we're gonna have Eddie Levert next week. So
Not in the studio though.
no, not in the studio. We're gonna be spotlighting him in the music moment.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
And
You
so yeah, we're gonna be spotlighting Eddie Levert in the music moment next week. Eddie Levert and the OJs, of course. Gonna be spotlighting Eddie because a lot of people didn't know Eddie is from Birmingham, Alabama.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Another Magic City product there.
Big.
So yeah.
Okay.
He got family there in the Birmingham area.
Cool.
Still around there. So yeah.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, please hit that thumbs up. You are listening to True Vision Radio every Friday. True Vision Radio. Hit that Cash App, if you will. Take the dollar challenge. It's always a challenge when it comes to money, right? Especially in a pandemic, but do it anyway. And everything is not designated to go to my Jack and Coke fund, and we haven't got that up yet, but that's okay.
Have you built up your Jack and Coke stash?
I'm waiting for the dollar challenge. It's all about the dollar challenge. It's dollar sign TREWVUCKS.
Have you built up your stash? That's what I
We still dangling that $50.
Do you have a stockpile there?
We're waiting for that. Hey, first things first, we get microphones here and there. So I'm being very humble right now.
Yeah. Well,
we need that.
Yeah, we do. We do. We need those dollars to keep coming in, like we got from Miss Keisha Mason there in Macon, Georgia.
And don't forget Theodore Lush.
Yes, Theodore Lush right here in Montgomery, Alabama. Thank you, Brother Lush, for your donation. And
you're welcome.
And then Henry Campbell, thank you for your donation, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
We're calling Miss Lisa.
All right, let's see.
You can keep it going.
Let's see if we can get her.
Hello.
Miss Lisa, good afternoon.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Yes, can you hear us? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, how you doing, Miss Lisa? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. This is Awesome Al along with Hooch from True Vision Radio.
Okay.
And we want to talk with you this afternoon and find out about you, your music, and who you are. As people might, some people might not know who you are, but Hooch and I do. And I'm sure some others do here in the city of Montgomery. But for the people who do not, we want to educate them about who you are.
Okay.
And
All right. Well, ask
and
away.
um, you are from right here in Montgomery.
That is correct. Right here in Montgomery. Well, I live in Wetumpka now, but I'm from Montgomery. Born and raised, and grew up in Brookview on Golden Gate Drive.
Brookview. I used to live out there.
Did you?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I stayed out there on Dyas Drive.
Really? Okay.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
So you went to Lee High School.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I got a few friends who went to Lee and graduated from Lee.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are playing one of your songs in the background right now, and listening to your music. How did you start your music career?
Well, actually, we kind of grew up. Now, when I say me, I mean my brothers and I grew up like the Jackson Five. Honestly, my dad was a musician before we were born, and he was pretty hot around town. He actually had he was one of the most well-known musicians in this area at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were children, he actually uh, trained us to be musicians. They had all of the rehearsals at our house in our living room, and then when we got big enough to start playing, um, he did the Joe Jackson type thing. He had us up all night in the room and going over stuff over and over and over until we got it right, and then he started booking stuff for us locally in the little clubs in and around the Montgomery area, and that's how we got started.
Okay. So your father was your manager, first manager.
He started out that way, yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. And you lead the group, the Illusions.
Yes,
Um,
illusion. Uh-huh.
okay. How many members are there in the group?
Well, it varies depending on what the client needs, but anywhere from 5 to 11. So, and what I mean by that is, of course, budget also has a lot to do with it. But if they want a full band, horns and all, I can bring anywhere from 1 to 3 horns. That would be trombone, trumpet, and saxophone. Or and sometimes they may not have a lot of money, so that would be just me in the rhythm section, which is bass guitar, lead guitar, drums, and keys, and myself. But I also have 3 background vocals as well.
Okay. What instruments do you play?
What instruments do I play?
Yes, ma'am.
I play percussion and timbales, and I have played xylophone, but I'm not currently playing any instruments in the band currently. But I have in the past played the timbales and the xylophone.
Okay. So you are also known on the national level as well, and you have opened with several groups. I've read in your biography that you opened for the Isley Brothers
Oh yeah,
and the
oh
Get.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And,
The Brothers, Gap Band. I've done some stuff with Commodores. I was actually scheduled to start touring with Cool in the Gang, but this was before COVID. So now, of
mm-hmm.
course, all of that shut down. And the guy that was going to be my manager, he actually passed away last September. So uh, I'm kind of, I guess that's we're not going to be doing that anymore. But yeah, so I've done a lot of stuff with a lot of national acts.
And you also have played for various events as well. Uh,
Yes. Uh-huh.
you played for various presidents or just for the current president?
Well, here we go. How you
Well,
doing,
he
Lisa?
was. Hey, how you doing, Hooch?
All right.
He was not president at that time. And actually, to be honest with you, I was really hoping, and I may get some flack for saying this, but when he was elected, I was hoping that they would not call me to do his inauguration
Hey, we got your
because
back on that one, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was really nervous about that. I was like, oh Lord, I hope these people do not call me. And the reason why I say that because I was actually supposed to do one of the inaugural balls for President Obama,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, who do you remember Attorney Jock Smith, just called Jock?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well he and I were very close, and um, he was on the finance committee for President Obama, and he had set up for us to do one of the inaugural balls. What I didn't know at the time is that we all thought it was just one ball. They actually have 10. So I was supposed to do one of the bigger ones, but if you recall, he died like the early part of January before that happened, like 3 weeks before the inauguration.
Mm-hmm.
So that knocked me out of that as well because he handled all of that, and I didn't have the correct. I didn't have any of the contact information. I didn't really think I needed it. So we didn't get a chance to do that, but I was scheduled to do that. I don't know what happened as a result or who they ended up getting to do it, but that was an unfortunate, unforeseen circumstance that was beyond any of our control.
Okay. You also have your own record company as well,
I do.
Titanium.
Titanium Music Productions Group, but the name of my record label is Baby Tiger Records.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah. I
Um,
like that. Yeah.
thank you.
how did the name of Baby Tiger came about?
Well, I have a passion for white tigers.
Okay.
I didn't know
I
that.
mean, yeah, I would never want to own one. They're just pretty to look
I
at.
know, right? I know that's right. Yeah.
So that's where that came from. Is I like white tigers because they're so pretty to me. So that's where that came from.
Now, in your company, you do production, um, bookings,
Uh-huh. Yeah, we
and
do.
producing.
We do music production. I also do video production, live entertainment bookings, artist management, um, band videos, CD duplication. We basically one-stop shop. So if you are um, someone trying to get your feet off the ground and you're good enough, let's
Hmm.
establish that. You can actually walk into my studio with absolutely nothing and walk out with everything that you need to promote yourself.
Do you have any local artists on your label?
I have worked with several of them. As a matter of fact, I've trained half of Montgomery. But I'm pretty sure Hooch can tell you that. I've worked with many, many local musicians as well as local performers.
That's right. We've been on a couple of shows together, and went to school with our brother Tracy in the band together at Goodwin
Yes.
a long time ago.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, your nephew is supposed to be shooting my video.
Oh, which one?
Christopher.
Cam?
Yeah, Christopher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
He's dabbling in some video production
yeah.
as well.
I seen some of his
Uh
work.
huh.
Yep.
Uh
And
huh.
then the COVID messed all that up, but we're gonna get down with it,
Yeah.
when it's over
COVID
with.
has messed up some of everything. Well, I was actually supposed to be in California right now, but of course, we gotta wait and ride this COVID thing out before I can do any of that other stuff.
Now, speaking of media, you have been in several local magazines and talk shows. I remember when you were on the show with, Milton McGregor.
Milton McGregor.
Yes, and
Uh-huh.
I used to watch you all the show that Joe Hagler had. Uh,
Yeah.
yes,
We
with
were on
Victory Land.
Good Morning Montgomery and Good Evening Alabama.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
And
Yeah. And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah. I actually have my studio set up right now. When I built this building, I had it set up to do my own television talk show.
Okay.
Really?
And but I have been so busy doing other things
Yeah, don't forget me
that's
when
kind
you
of
do
taken. Yeah. Oh, I won't. Trust me.
that.
But and so it's kind of taking a back seat. But I just did a major remodel of my studio. As a matter of fact, I'm still putting stuff back together that I got all over the place because the contractors are gone now. But that area is set up. So I say within the next month or so, we'll probably go ahead and start producing that show as well.
Is it gonna be on one of the local stations?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I will probably start it out with either a Facebook channel or a YouTube channel and see how that goes. We had talked about doing it on the local TV station earlier, but I don't know. We got a lot of different options, and I guess at when it's actually time to do that, we'll see which will be the best option for us that will get us the most audience participation or the most viewership.
I've read also in your bio that you were one of the top young business people here in Montgomery under the age of 40.
Yes, before I turned 40. I'm over 40 now. Yeah, but yes, and that was through the Montgomery Advertiser. There were actually 40 business people at that time, and they came out and they interviewed us all. And you definitely had to be someone that was a mover and a shaker, and someone that was instrumental in the community. Um, and it was quite an honor to be able to be chosen as one of the top leading business people, not just business women, but business people as a whole under the age of 40. I wish they would bring that back again. I don't think they're doing that anymore. If they have, I haven't seen it lately.
Mm-hmm. Also, you have been in several publications locally here in Montgomery. Have you also been in any national
Actually,
publications?
I have some stuff scheduled now um, that is waiting on me to set it up. Um, but no, I haven't been in any national magazines as of yet, but it is pending. So you have to just stay tuned for that.
Okay. I also see that you are very active in the community.
Yes, I'm a member of the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce, where I am a chamber ambassador. I'm also a member of the Leadership Montgomery Legacy Class 37, which is huge in the community. I am a rate counseling advocate for STAR, which is a part of the Family Justice Center.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
What advice would you give to, because we both have experienced these things of um, inspiring artists and singers that's kind of starting late in their 40s and 50s and want to do this thing? What would you say to those people?
I would say, if it's important to you, you make time for what's important to you. I tell people this all the time. First and foremost, you gotta. I pray about everything. Okay, so God is always a part of what I do, and you're gonna have to make up your mind. If you're serious about it, then you're gonna have to go all in. You can't be afraid to step outside the box. You're gonna have to step outside of your comfort zone and take risk. You're gonna have to knock on doors, and don't be afraid to get the door slammed in your face. But you just keep on knocking until the door opens. But at the same time, you're going to have to make sure that you're doing your part. In other words, like we had a rehearsal last night, and I was getting on to one of my musicians because he doesn't practice as much as the rest of them do, and it shows. So you're going to have to do your part. You're
Yep.
going to have to put the work
You
in.
got to go to work.
And you're going to have to put the work in. You cannot just show up and expect to get a check and you've not done your part, because there are other people waiting in line to take your spot.
Yeah. You got to work hard. I always say that success is work in progress all,
Exactly.
all the time. So hard work will produce a
Right.
good product.
And it's very
Right.
impressive, especially in a male-dominant business, for a female still to this day
Right.
to do what she's doing. That's the head of the game.
Yeah.
Right. And I will say this too for females in particular. Don't sell your soul. You're gonna have to um,
Or
keep your
anything else.
morals. Yes. That's what I mean by that.
I
But
know. I know.
but keep your morals. Don't do anything that may come back to haunt you. And what I mean by that is I have one of my former background vocalists that I let go about a year or so ago. She's doing some things now that I don't approve of, and putting it on Facebook. And stay off Facebook with your business. Okay.
Amen.
Stay
Yeah.
off Facebook with your business. If you
Yeah.
got, there's nothing wrong with Facebook or social media as a whole, but keep your personal business off of Facebook.
Yes. That's true. That's true. I see you also as a member of Dexter King Baptist Church.
I am the choir director and the praise team leader.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the, of course, historic churches here in Montgomery. Uh,
Yes.
and
Uh-huh.
yeah, I was watching a news program the other day, and the pastor of the church, he was on there, and he was talking about the guy who died, and he was a white guy that was in the civil rights movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reverend Grants.
Yes, him, yes. And,
Uh-huh.
and he was talking about how he used to come to the church all the time.
He did. I've seen him in there under several programs we had at the church. He was there. He and his wife. Very nice guy. He was very nice guy, and he will be missed.
Yeah. Well, Miss Perkins, we thank you for spending time with us today.
One more thing before you do
Okay.
that. So for those who want to get in contact with you, you can
Yes,
shout that out.
what are your
Okay.
outlets?
Okay. Well, you can reach me at my office at area code 334-213-3034, or by cell, which I don't mind giving out my cell number. It's all over the world. So it's 334-467-9715. That's how most people reach me anyway. And like I said, we are a full production recording studio from start to finish, and we also are gigging musicians, so we provide live entertainment as well. We do any or most types of venues. I'm not gonna say any and all, but we do everything from concerts to casinos to fraternities, sororities, weddings, family reunions, you name it. Pretty much, we can accommodate you. Um, The name of my band is Lisa and the Illusion. That's Lisa Perkins and the Illusion Band, and we play a variety of music, everything from old school funk to rock and roll. So,
Okay.
whatever you need, we can make it work for you.
All
Dig
right. All right. Thank you for being on the show today, and we appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for having me.
God bless you, Queen.
God bless you too.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye bye.
That was Miss Lisa Perkins of the band Lisa Perkins and the Illusions here in Montgomery.
Illusion, not the S. Take the S.
Okay, I'm sorry, Illusion. Leave off the S, right?
Right.
Okay. The Illusion Band.
That was pretty productive. I like that.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice interview there with Miss Perkins.
Shout out to the producer, Hooch, for hooking that up, you know.
Yeah, shout out to you.
She's they have first generation and second generation and third generation of the Perkins family. All of them play something in music, do something, rap, sing, play an instrument, you know.
Big family is, you know,
They
like
did-
local Jackson.
Yeah, they're the Jacksons in Montgomery, all right.
Yeah,
I knew what I was doing.
at the time.
I knew what I was doing. That's right.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to give people their flowers while they living, you know.
Yes, you do.
She's been doing this a long time, you know. So
Yes, she has. And,
I always knew the little woman with the big voice.
Yep, that's what she is. The little woman with the big voice.
Pretty woman too. Yeah, I was checking that video out, Lisa. Yeah. Well, shout out to your husband. I just want to make that clear. It's all good. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and check Miss Lisa Perkins out. Most definitely a force to be working with in the music industry.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Thank you, Miss Perkins, for that interview.
And we want to say thank you to you after you hit that cash app.
That's right,
$TREWBUCKS. That's right.
True bucks. Come on.
Yeah,
with it.
I'll be glad when this pandemic stuff is over so I can get on my videos and all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
for Uchi,
yeah. You can get back on the road.
So I can get on the. Well, there's a couple of videos. Before the pandemic, like I said, Christopher Perkins, her nephew, was supposed to shoot running one of my videos, and so.
Oh yeah, I like the song Running.
Yeah.
To the left, to the right, to the left.
Yeah, and by the look of this video, I think I see a couple of females I want in my video, Lisa. You wouldn't be so bad to be in this video too, Lisa. I'm gonna get you in this video. But I've been dying to work with Lisa for a long time and do a couple of songs on her. But
Well, maybe you have a chance.
yeah,
man.
we're gonna get down with it.
You know, maybe you have a chance.
Shout out to Tracy Perkins and Eric Perkins, her brother who worked for Marvin Cease back
Okay.
in the day. Yeah.
All right.
Be on the area too a lot. Eric Perkins,
Cool.
established musician, great musician.
Cool.
Uh,
cool.
For those who forgot, but I have not.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Here we go.
All right.
Things you should never do, Number one. Okay, Ice Cube, you're very cool and all. I love your talent, but you dropped the goddamn ball on this one. Timing is everything. I don't give a goddamn about a goddamn platinum package. We in a goddamn pandemic with the dumbest president ever. Ever, you fucker. Listen up, Ice Cube. Or maybe I should call you Crushed Ice. What are you doing? You don't want to give this motherfucker no leverage than he already has. He's already in the goddamn highest seat ever. He doesn't need to be there. I'm tired of this goddamn orange crayon motherfucker. Listen, Ice Cube, the plan is perfect, but you don't need to give it to Donald Trump. You wait till after he's out of the office. He has already fucked up the pandemic and the task force. He has fucked up a lot of plans already, especially mine. No more booty calls. Fuck Donald Trump. Wait till after this fucker is out of office, then present your plans. Timing is everything. Number two, if you have problems with pets in your neighborhood, especially apartment buildings, thing you should never do. Not look at the ground when you're walking.
Maybe look at the ground.
Especially the parking lot. One day, a buddy of mine came to pick me up. Guess what? He don't know, and he was supposed to know that I had taken a nice little shit. Ooh, feels so good. Yeah. I get in his car. all of a sudden I smelled something. Like, wait a minute, I just know I didn't do anything on myself. He's like, you might want to check your shoe. God damn, what do I do? Whoa, the smell is horrible. Excuse me for a moment, let me go clean this. The thing you should never do, to not be relaxed just because you have cats and dogs all over your apartment buildings, that they don't shit. Be aware. Number 3. This is dedicated to the musicians. If this is all you do, and you know this is all you do, money is hard to come by. Especially in the goddamn pandemic. There's nobody grooving and partying to our music. So if someone calls you for a gig, the most important thing for you to do is to not be drunk with power, not to be drunk with control. You're not the band leader or the band manager. Your job is to make that goddamn $100 or $200, whatever the fuck they paying that goddamn non-playing ass motherfucker. You ought to be glad somebody called you any goddamn way. Thing you should never do. Not take over somebody else's shit because it's not yours. Number 4. If you're married to a woman and you're wondering why the marriage is not the way it should be, well, maybe you shouldn't play any goddamn video games. Maybe you should get up off your carcass and pretend you're going to a goddamn job. I don't give a goddamn if you're going to the library. Do something with your time. If you're online playing video games and shit, at least have a goddamn cash app to show that woman that you're trying to be productive. Not counterproductive, but productive. Make some goddamn money. Now you're wondering, why am I playing with myself and someone else is playing with my wife? You stupid, silly son of a spaghetti-eating, son of a biscuit-eater. Things you should never do. Now, number 5. If you're a woman and you love to drink, and you're fine, you got your body all tight, and you got a beautiful face, you should wonder why no one wants to get close to you, not to even take a goddamn picture because your breath stinks. You know, goddamn, you drink a lot. So you should pop those pills. Tic Tacs with a battery pack. It's a goddamn shame. They smell you before they see you. Damn. Blow the hair right off of my face. I can't even keep a goddamn shave because every time I come near you, my hair leaves my goddamn face. I can't keep a goddamn beard because of your ass. That's number 5. Thing you should never do. Peace, you fuckers.
Oh, thank you. No autographs, please. Thank you so much. Speechless. Also, Mal is speechless.
Yeah.
I love
Where
it.
you get that voice from?
I love it. Where is the theme music from True Vision Radio?
Where you get that voice from? I guess it only does it for a certain amount of time.
DJ, we're awesome,
why?
Al. Are you awesome today or what? You got to be awesome today.
Well, I tell you what.
You are dropping the ball, fella.
Next week, gonna be a different story because this music is gonna be,
And don't forget to hit that cash app, ladies and gentlemen. That's $TREWVIZON. No, I'm sorry. That's $True Bucks. I got thrown off. That's what happened when I don't have the music flowing.
You should never do.
Now he's trying to steal my voice. That's $TREWBUCKS. And shout out once again to Miss Lisa Perkins. Thank you very much. Also, don't forget to hit us up on Twitter and Instagram. True Vision Radio, it's on Instagram right now. So
yes,
go over
and we
there and check us
also
out.
on Twitter at True Vision Then we're gonna have that Facebook page.
Most definitely.
Up,
That
so
way we can go live. Oh yeah.
And yes, our phone number, of course, is 334-453-7713.
That's right.
That's our phone number for you to call us up, and maybe you could go back and forth profanity with Hooch.
That was a pretty good things you should never do. You gotta give me credit.
Yes, it was.
You was laughing your ass off. You was just trying to hold.
Yeah, I was about to fall out my chair. Because of that laughing in that voice you were doing. We only got
And Lisa, don't forget, you shoot me some things that musicians should never do. I'm pretty sure you got 1,000 of them to match my 1,000.
I'm sure she does.
And email us at what's the email once again?
trewvizonRadio@gmail.com. trewvizon radio@gmail.com. And
your other segment.
Yeah. Email us with some things you want to ask us. It's called Ask Me. So if you got something that you want to ask Hooch and I, email us, and we'll try our best to answer your question. And maybe Hooch won't use this things you should never do.
It's nice when you're in the studio. Thank God that I got my own.
But before we get out here on the serious tip, it's only 18 days left before you vote.
That's right.
So if you are in a state where you can early vote and go to the poll, please do. All of my family in Texas and Georgia and all the other states that you can early vote, please do. Here in Alabama, you got to go down to your voters registrar's office to vote early, or do it through absentee ballot through the mail. That's how you do it here in Alabama. You got until October the 19th, which is Monday, and to get your ballots. You got until October the 19th to turn in your ballots. You got until October the 29th. So that's how you do it. Vote. 18 days left. We got to dump Trump and get over this hump.
I like that. And we're going to celebrate too.
That's right. What about stimulus check?
That's right. You need to be beat with ugly. Oh, somebody beat me too.
I'm waiting on it. Don't throw it.
You think we're going to get that check?
If Biden and Harris get in office, Trump playing around too doggone much.
Well, that's supposed to be the situation in the nation. So we're going to see and wait it out. But we got to take out the trash first before we make a menu in the kitchen. Got to clean the kitchen, take out the trash. And Donald Trump, most definitely, I'm sorry, my brother, you are trash.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's going to do it for us, Hooch.
Let's go and do it. Let's get on by here. Thank you once again, Miss Lisa Perkins.
Yes, thank you, Miss Perkins, for the interview.
And Miss Parmy Simmons.
Thank you, Miss Simmons.
And awesome DJ Al, along with, who am I?
Hooch. You know who you are. We're out of here, though. True Vision Radio.
Yeah. Peace.
Yeah.